вечер на всички. Много сме щастливи да сме заедно с вас и да посрещнем един човек, който се грижи за природата, за хората, за всички нас. Садгуру е човека, който сме мечтали да видим на живо. И ето случи се. А днес в България, в София, той да присъства и ние да имаме това удоволствие да изпеем нещо за него и за вас. Това е женски народен хор Ваня Монева. Както виждате, всички са млади, красиви жени, а ние жените всъщност сме тия, които раждаме живота, тия, които помагаме да се случват по най-добрия начин нещата. И затова тук с нашата песен ние ще направим така, че всички да повярват в истината за нашата земя, за почвата, която ние трябва да пазим много, за да може да продължи просто живота. И тъй като ние сме носители на живота, ние жените много държим да се направи всичко възможно от всички хора по света да се вслушат в думите на Садгуру, за да може да съхраним нашата хубава, красива земя. Знаете България каква богата почва има. Колко вкусни са нашите плодове и зеленчуци, които ражда. Затова поне ние тук в България трябва много активно да започнем да се грижим за това. За почвата, която всъщност дава нашата храна, силата, живота. А нашите песни идат от нашата земя. Сега ще чуете и те са послания към всички вас. Благодаря ви много, че ще отделите време да чуете нашите послания чрез музиката.
Izre tere galobe, našega gumamila, gugu, gugu tere galobe, našega gumamila, gugu, gugu tere galobe, ne najdom, ni te joro, ne najdom, mori vaše selo, mori do trio, vaše selo do trio, mori prvo joro, mori Petrunki, prvo joro, Petrunki, no Petrunčica, mori jorovo, Petrunčica, jorovo, dijana ludo mamila, gugu, gugu tere galobe, jana ludo mamila, gugu, gugu tere galobe, Petrunčica, 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 najsepa na mori na dane, najsepa na dane, co mori na stane, co mori do Petrun, na dane, do Petrun, kamari spečem kosi mori kitkaro, spečem kosi kitkaro, ni znoze si mori čeklika, znoze si čeklika napre, Petrunko, male, male, Petrunko, male, male, Petrunko, male, male, Petrunko, male,
A huge round of applause, everyone, for Cosmic Voices Choir. So today marks the 30th day in Sadhguru's journey across Europe and the rest of the world. We're here today, as you all know, for the Save Soul movement, and Sadhguru's formidable journey has already taken him across the streets of Europe. We'd like to play you a short video which covers some of the highlights of this journey so far. And for those of you joining online and in the room, we'd hugely appreciate it if you could support the movement with the hashtag #SaveSoil and tagging the profile @ConsciousPlanet. Are we with him? Thank you so much.
Soil is not a separate subject. If we are interested in health, if we are interested in agriculture, if we are interested in the well-being of the citizens of today and the unborn child of tomorrow, attending to soil right now, this is a must-do thing in our life.
So this memorandum of understanding that we are signing, it will also bring some technical assistance to the Caribbean region.
This is a historic moment because here is the first step to turn around.
It's an extraordinary campaign.
You know, it's shocking and unnerving.
Wish you a very successful, joyful, exhilarating journey.
I will take care of the acceleration and joy myself.
Yeah.
What I need is, next 100 days from 21st of March, we want the whole world to talk about soil. If you want to say, I love you to your child, you must just say save soil, because it is a more committed way of saying I love you.
You are probably one of the most famous Indians. And what you're doing today is really important because people like you who have a wonderful following of millions and millions of people, and what you're doing with that is so important with saving the soil.
In the last 20 years, over 300,000 farmers have committed suicide. If this doesn't wake you up, what else I'm asking? What else needs to happen?
Sadhguru, you have the ability to change the world for the better.
This many people, 6,000 people, with today's technology available, various platforms available, if you make up your mind, you yourself can reach 3 to 4 billion people. Yes or no? Will you make it happen?
It is not about the motorcycle, it's not about the journey, it's not about the song, it is about moving people on the planet. Make it happen, huh?
I don't have many followers. What is the thing I can do to help to save the soil?
In your neighborhood, do a jig. Initially, people will think, what's wrong with her? After some time, kids will come and dance with you. Tell them, just go and tell your parents, they must talk about this. I'm saying go and request people. I'm saying at this time, if you don't talk to people, we will be a very regretful generation. Please, let's not go there.
I think if we all contribute, then we have a really strong voice. Save soil.
Event is about to start. There is a lot of crowd still waiting for us to get inside.
There has been so much excitement and everybody is so excited to hear Sadhguru talk about Save Soil.
tonight was absolutely overwhelming, and I was so honored to have the opportunity, first of all, just to meet Sadhguru was a huge honor.
Sadhguru is very charismatic, and he says it as it is.
I want all graffiti artists, to whatever walls that you have, make sure that you use this. This is our time. This is our time on the planet. What we do here is our business. Let's do the right things and save soil, and let's make it happen. One of the most beautiful cities of Europe. It is time that we in 21st century show that we are a mature citizens of this planet, that we want long-term well-being for ourselves and future generations. This is the opportunity. Save soil is that moment.
And I'm convinced that both our Minister of Agriculture as well as the entire ministry fully supports that trend or that direction.
He is offering me much more than I came to ask him for.
It's our common issue together. It's not for one nation, for one person, but we as people have to unite and to solve this.
In this wonderful city of Vienna, soil is a common denominator to bring all of us together. Make sure the world gets it now. La 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 is your mantra for now, for these 93 days. And above all, don't pick a fight with anybody, it doesn't matter what they're doing, because we need every one of them.
Yes, I know war is an important thing, but it's such an important thing that we can do without in our lives. At least from here on, cutting-edge technology should not go into military weaponry. This you must pitch for.
So, how do you feel here in Ljubljana in Slovenia?
Feeling like it's home.
Rešimo prst!
All of us have been part of this destruction. The only way is all of us become part of the solution also. So let's make it happen. Riding on to Italy. Italy is raining heavily tonight. Here in Venice, what a city!
I am a huge admirer of Rome because whoever did it, their sense of geometry is so fantastic.
The former president of European Parliament, he is 100% with us, and FAO is our partners now.
And we are very happy that we are aligned in our message to high the profile of soils, and we believe that is very much needed.
This great city, which is known as the Eternal City, we must understand over 2000 years ago, this Eternal City made the mistake of overfarming the region, and the erosions that caused did tremendous damage, and that was also the fall of the city at that time. So, the Romans of today should never make that mistake once again. Here we are in Geneva.
I think it's a message of urgency.
but it's also a message of hope. So I would really like to thank Sadhguru for his leadership.
The global movement led by him addresses the soil crisis by mobilizing people around the entire world.
This massive fountain in the Lake of Geneva is lit up for Save Soil today with Save Soil colors of blue and green. You cannot stop this. The moment is on. It's going to be on till the policies are done. See, when people want it, it definitely will happen. There's no question about it. Tell me, will it happen?
And in this cold, slippery road and winds are picking up speed,
we already have one action, which is an MOU to be signed between Isha Foundation and 4,000 initiative Soils for Food Security and Climate for cooperation in achieving our objective of creating a healthier soil.
So it's been a super impactful 2 days here, and just now we had our group of enthusiastic Save Soil volunteers assemble near Eiffel Tower. It's fantastic. France has been great. Well, Brussels, you need to understand, you have a bigger responsibility than most other cities, because Brussels is not just the capital of Belgium, European Union.
Let's put together and work on a common message for all to save a resource that determines our future. Save the soil.
And then a smashing evening at the main event in a hall full of over 2,000 people and a super enthusiastic crowd committing themselves to make this happen. Save Soil on the move. Let's make it happen.
Embarking on such a journey is quite extraordinary.
We therefore highly appreciate your Save Soil campaign.
Save Soil, let's make it happen. Just look up the news and see in the last 4 months, how many governments have started talking about soil because they see it's picking up momentum. But if you create 3 to 4 billion people talking about soil, that's it. That will be the main conversation in the government. The education ministry in Germany has now come into the picture officially and asked all the children to do artwork to support Save Soil movement. Good, Arjun, wonderful. Congratulations that you wrote to the Prime Minister.
Let's make it happen!
So on the way to Bratislava, well, the road surface is not great, too many puddles of water, so can't maintain very high speed. It's great that all of you are here in Bratislava. Nobody ever imagined 100 years ago that we will have to save soil of all the things.
Thank you for coming to Slovakia. It's wonderful, and I'm very happy that with your campaign.
Would you like to come in the kitchen and cook with me a little bit?
Why not? Without soil being rich, food won't be rich. Without food being rich, our bodies will not be a full potential. The old heroes always built something which stands up like this, but the new heroes are those people
who will nurture the soil which always lies beneath our feet, never stands up. Oh, this wonderful city of Belgrade. The UNFAO said something which really deeply hurt me, is the soil that we are consuming right now belongs not even to these little children, belongs to the unborn child. This is an expression of our love and responsibility for our own lives and the future lives.
So, Sofia, are we all ready to help save soil? Come on. We now have the immense honor to invite to the stage Mr. Borislav Sandov, the Deputy Prime Minister for Climate Policies and Minister of Environment and Water for the Republic of Bulgaria. Please come to the stage, sir. Thank you.
In English or in Bulgarian? In English. Okay. It is a big pleasure for me being on this position at this moment where Sadhguru is taking part of this campaign in Bulgaria as it was, it was so powerful. The video that we watched and an overview here, I know that many people they couldn't join us because they're just outside, which means that Bulgaria is also part of this campaign, and this is very, very enthusiastic for me. Save the soil, this is like saving the life, because soil is part of the life. It is the biggest living ecosystem on the earth. And it is the responsibility of us and all the stakeholders. The people, the scientists, the politicians. We need to act. We have to take part of this. Maybe in Bulgaria I could be more, how to say, better words that I can use. But soil, as I said, means life. And Bulgaria has a great diversity of soil, biodiversity, of people. We know how to reflect each other, how to be together. And it is our common responsibility to act locally on different types of soil, but most importantly, to have the organic part of the soil. As Sadhguru said previously today, in the meeting that we had in the ministry, soil without the plants and the animals in it, the microflora and fauna, is sand. And sand, when you put organic matters in it, it became soil. It used to be said that we are coming from the soil and we are going to the soil. In Bulgaria, we have another word for soil. It's the same word as the earth. We call it zemya, also for the soil and for the planet. We understand how important it is. And it's not just to feed people. It is part of the whole environment. It's the most neglected, but one of the most important landscapes. the soil. And one more time, it's a pleasure for me, it's a pleasure for us that Sadhguru is here with us. I'm pretty sure Bulgaria has the spirit, traditionally, but also in the future. We are part of this change, and we are going to save the soil. This is our responsibility. Thank you, Sadhguru.
We also have the huge honor of inviting to the stage the Ambassador of India to the Republic of Bulgaria, Mr. Sanjay Rana. Please come to the stage, sir. Thank you.
Yesterday evening, it was quite cold in here, and we were shivering in our homes. And I was thinking that there is this man, maybe not even that young. Please don't mind. Yeah. And he is riding a bike in this cold, going at high speeds on not so well-lit roads, coming from Serbia, Belgrade. And I was really shivered. But thank God, our Sadhguru is here. Sadhguru is a man of many facets. It's not easy to explain him. A yogi, a mystic, visionary, but a very practical guru, a best-selling author, a man who is of many talents, but one thing is for sure, he has dedicated his life to people, and his Isha Foundation over the years has involved people in changing our world for better. And he is a man who has involved men and women in moving mountains. And he is together with us to spread a message. As he says in one of the interviews, it's not about his journey, it's not about his motorcycle, it's about the message of the Save the Soil. And today, here is the man who has been talking to the United Nations all over the world and who has mobilized millions of people to share with us his message. And as the Deputy Prime Minister for Environment, who himself is a big activist, he has spent his life working for these very issues, said very clearly, Bulgaria is a very receptive country to these ideas. India and Bulgaria are two ancient civilizations. Our people are very similar. We care for our earth. We care for our nature. We care for our soil also. So thank you, Sadhguru, for coming here with your message, and we are looking forward to listen to you. Thank you. Let's give a big hand to Sadhguru. Sorry, I missed my line. This is the time when I invite Deputy Prime Minister to the stage. And Sadhguruji, please join us to the stage.
Let's make it. Yes, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Namaskaram and good evening to all of you. I'm sorry I cannot say a word in Bulgarian. Somebody told me what is thank you, but I've forgotten. Once we come here as human beings, somehow life got complicated. If we were born like any other creature, stomach full, life settled. But once you come here as a human being, stomach empty, only one problem. Stomach full, 100 problems. Hello? Because what is that which we refer to as human comes into play only when our simple needs, biological needs are taken care of. For all other creatures, when their biological needs are taken care of, their life ends with that. But for a human being, life begins only when our fundamental needs are taken care of. What we refer to as human comes into play only then. So this possibility of what a human being can be has led to so many issues and problems in the sense see, if you are born like other creatures, 90% of your life would be fixed by nature. 10% latitude you would have to do your own kind of tigerness. Hello? You do? Huh? You're a tigress at home? No, if you're doing little clawing and biting, that's being a tiger, okay? So, for all other animals, only small 10% latitude is there to be individualistic. But for a human being has come largely unformed. Only 10% nature is fixing, rest 90% is left in your hands. This is what human beings are confused and suffering about. Essentially, human beings are not suffering their bondage, they are suffering their freedom. They can be any way they want. Right now, you can sit here and make yourself miserable, please don't do that. I was just or you can sit here joyfully. Both are possible or no? Both are possible. It doesn't matter what nonsense I am speaking, you can be either joyful or miserable by yourself, yes or no? But if you had a choice, if you really had a choice in your life, every moment of your life, would you choose to be blissful or miserable? You must choose, I'm going to bless you right now. Blissful or miserable? Those of you who didn't choose, you must choose, it's very important. This is the whole thing about being human, that you have to choose how to be. Every moment, how to be. Every moment, how to interact with the person who's in front of you. This is your choice. Hello? Yes or no? If you sit here, if you stand here, how to be, this is your choice every moment. If you don't choose, you will become accidental and you will fall back in the evolutionary scale. That's what is happening. So this is what human beings are suffering, enormous suffering. It's like no other creature suffers like a human being. Other creatures suffer their physical pains and, there's an ailment or an injury or hunger, they suffer that. You give all these things, keep a human being in a very good place, but still, endless amount of suffering. People come to me and say, Sadhguru, my mother-in-law, she's terrible, Sadhguru. My boss is not even human. My husband, after all her son, like this. I say, you do one thing, you come to the yoga center, I'll give you a nice place to stay, good food to eat. No mother-in-law, no boss, no husband, no wife, nobody, just you. You be like this joyfully, I will take care of you for the rest of your life. But I will do random checks on you. If I find you miserable, I don't believe in feeding misery. We'll stop feeding you. Just 24 hours you leave them in one place, in how many ways they twist themselves, all kinds of troubles. See, when you're alone, if you're miserable, you're obviously in bad company. Hello? Yes or no? If I am with you and I am miserable, I can say, it's because of this guy I am miserable. I am sitting here alone and I am miserable. Hello? Now, Sadhguru, we came to save soil, what are you telling us? This is what I'm telling you. Why we have come to such a ridiculous situation, that which is the foundation of our life. When I say foundation of your life, even in terms of evolution, you are here today only because of what happens in the soil. It is the soil microbial activity which generates life. Whether it's a worm or an insect or a bird or a tree or an animal or a man or a woman, everything comes from this. But why have we come to this ridiculous situation where we have to worry about the soil, which has always been there for millions of years? This is all it is. This is the case of a potato farmer who wanted to eat apples. He went to the right tree, the apple tree. But out of sheer habit, he started digging the earth for apples. When he did not find any, he became furious, furiously dug. Then the tree came down upon him. That's what happens. This is just where humanity is right now. All this damage has happened not because of some evil design from somewhere. There is no one man or one group of people sitting and saying how to destroy the planet. There is no such thing, though some people would like to believe that. The thing is, all human beings in pursuit of their happiness and well-being, together we have done this. Hello? In pursuit of human happiness. Now, I'll ask you a simple question, even if you're not listening to me. Do you see me? Hello? Do you see me? Use your one hand and point out where I am. You got it wrong. You know, I'm a mystic from southern India. That's not a simple thing. Now, this light is falling upon me, reflecting, going through your lenses, inverted image in the retina, you know the whole story, right? So where do you see me? Within yourself. Where do you hear me? Within yourself. Where have you seen the whole world? Within yourself. Where did you see light? Within yourself. Where did you feel the darkness? Within yourself. Where did you feel joy? Where did you feel misery? Where did you feel agony? Where did you feel ecstasy? Within or outside? Always within. Every human experience, anything that's happened to you, pain and pleasure, joy and misery, agony and ecstasy, happen only within you. Did I say something wrong? Hello? Oh, then what about my husband? He's escaping. He's escaping all the blame. My wife, my husband, my mother-in-law, my neighbor, should we all let them free? I'm asking, where is human experience happening? Within you. What's happening within you must happen your way, isn't it? Hello? What's happening around you will never happen 100% your way. Even if you're just two people in the family, 100% it'll never happen your way. 51% happening your way, you have the controlling stake. 100% you try, that's the end of everything. Hello? 100% outside situations will never happen your way, but this 1% must happen your way, isn't it so? This one will not happen your way, that one will not happen your way, that one will not happen your way. Because of this frustration, these days lot of people are shifting to dogs. But these days, they also do their own thing. Hello? You don't get English jokes, is it? Hello? I can't translate it to Bulgarian, okay. So, people are trying to make arrangements which are an insurance. Now I married you, everything should be the way it was on the day one. in for a serious disappointment. You all experienced enough or no? Yes, okay. Because outside, little bit my way, little bit your way, little bit her way, little bit his way, this is how it happens. Hello? It's always going to be like that. But this one thing must happen my way, isn't it? Are we in talking terms or no? This one thing should happen my way, yes? If this one person happened your way, would you keep yourself blissful or miserable? If you were blissful, would you compulsively go and do something stupid? Everything you would do to the extent it's needed, nothing more, nothing less. This is all the human problem is. Because you're a potato farmer, wanting to eat apples, digging in the earth, not going to work. You can turn the world upside down, but you are not going to be any happier than what you are right now. Hello? Conveniences and comforts may come, but joy and well-being will never happen to you from outside, yes or no? Yes. If you are joyful by your own nature, one day when you were very joyful, have you seen what a wonderful person you were on that day? Hello? Hello? Whatever is needed, you are willing to bend backwards and do it. Yes or no? A little miserable you are, oh, how hard it is to deal with you. When you are miserable, you are a nasty human being. Happens, yes or no? When you're joyful, you're a wonderful human being. This is the greatest mistake we have done, that we did not aim in this world to produce joyful and sensible human beings. We always thought good human beings we must produce. People who think they are good, they're usually insufferable. Because goodness comes by comparison. How do I become a good man? He is not okay, he is not okay, she is not okay, she is not okay, he is not okay, he is not okay. Compared to all these people, I am a good man. Suppose you were the only person on this planet, would you know whether you're good or bad? Hello? No. But would you still know whether you're joyful or miserable? You would? So, instead of looking at what is existentially, experientially true for us, we have been focusing on what is social realities. This is a big mistake. And now, instead of understanding what is happening within your mind in terms of thought and emotion is your psychological reality, we are assuming that it's an existential reality. If you have nasty thoughts, if you have troubling emotions right now of anger, fear, anxiety, whatever else, I don't want to give all the examples because you may learn. If you are going through all this, it's essentially your psychological drama, isn't it? But you think it's real. After all, it's your thought. You could make it whichever way you want. Right now, we'll do a simple experiment. Hello? All of you, close your eyes, think of a tiger. Boom, did it happen? Hello? Yes. Think of a flower, rose flower. Did it happen? Yes. A mountain. Did it happen? An ocean. Did it happen? See, you are very competent. You can think of whatever you want. If you can think whatever you want, is there any room to make yourself miserable? But the problem is, you saw the tiger and you thought it's real, ooh, shivering. Huh? Whatever you see in your mind, what you make up, you're beginning to think it's real. You're misunderstanding your psychological reality as existential. Can I tell you a joke? No, because so many of you looking so serious. Can I tell you a joke, sir? This happened. A lady went to sleep. In her sleep, she had a dream. In her dream, she saw a hunk of a man standing there and staring at her. Then he started coming closer and closer and closer. He came so close, she could even feel his breath. And she trembled, not in fear. And then she said, "What will you do to me?" The man said, "Well, lady, it's your dream." What's happening in your mind is your dream, isn't it? So right now the problem is not even about life not happening the way you want. Your dream is not happening the way you want. What is this? Life doesn't happen the way you want, but your dream not happening the way you want, this is a serious psychological issue. Hello? Yes or no? Yes. Say right now, can all of you… Okay, let's do this. Can you do this? Sitting down. Can you do this? Can you do this? Okay, this is great. You're in control. Suppose I ask you to do this, your hand are tit-tit-tit. What will we think? Something wrong? Some ailment, isn't it? Hello? If your hand doesn't go where you want it to go, if it does not do what you want it to do, some ailment or no? Similarly, if your mind does not do what you want it to do, you think it's an ailment. Hello? It's a case. Only convenience is, everybody is like that only. That is how it is in a mental asylum usually. It's only the doctor who looks like a nutcase. Everybody else looks quite normal. Right now, what's happening in your mind, you think is real in the world. This is a case, isn't it? You generate a thought and you become miserable. You generate an emotion, you become miserable. Huh? Case or no? Serious case, isn't it? And how much misery this is causing. Because of this misery, to alleviate this misery, we're digging up the planet like crazy, thinking more things and more things and more things will become better. More and more and more, all that's happened is, houses have turned into warehouses, but people are in the same place. 100 years ago, how happy people were, how happy you are, you think it's gone up? Hello? No. I won't say it's worse, maybe it's the same, but physically we are far more comfortable and we have conveniences that nobody could dream of 100 years ago, yes or no? Yes. We are the most comfortable and convenient generation ever in the history of humanity, do you agree with me? Yes. But all this is going waste. You're even driving chariots, which even emperors could not afford. They all drove with 4 or 6 horses. You're driving 400 horses? Hello? Yes or no? What are you driving? Don't tell me, don't tell me. That's a poor cousin. A lot of people are driving 200, 400 horses. I'm saying what royalty could not afford 100 years ago, common citizens today have, yes or no? Yes. But it has not worked in terms of human experience, because human experience comes from within. Comfort and convenience comes from outside. Human experience has to come from within. If we go in pursuit of happiness, we will destroy the world and we will not get any better, which is what is happening right now. The soil that we're talking about is the cream of the world, cream of the earth rather. When I say cream of the earth, the topsoil that you are enjoying, which is producing variety of… How many types of food do you have in Bulgaria? Many. All that you're enjoying is because of the topsoil. and many other things that are coming around the world. The very body that you carry is soil. The clothes that you wear is soil. The furniture that you're sitting upon is soil, actually. Just everything in your life, everything that you ever recognized as life, a worm, an insect, a bird, an animal, human beings, all are products of soil. The only question is, will we get this now? Or will we get this when somebody buries us? You'll definitely get it then, it's just a little late. Just a bit late. Hello? Maybe a few days, because within a few days they bury you here, right? Okay. Few days late. So all the great people, countless number of people who walked this planet before you and me, where are they? All topsoil. Hello? Yes. This will also become topsoil. But if we understand this now, we can make a difference for ourselves and for future generations. But if you get it only after you buried, you still make good manure, but we could have done something else with it. This will be buried in topsoil too, unless your friends bury you real deep, fearing that you may rise from the dead. No, that also is there possibility. Can I tell you a joke? Come on, you're getting very serious. The one reason why human beings have lost their ability to perceive life just the way it is they've become dead serious about their life. First, you must be serious and then you must die. But when you're dead and then you're serious, it's wrong order of things. Hello? When you're alive, you may get serious one day and you will die after that. But first you're dead and now you're serious. Dead serious is not a good thing. So this happened. There was a couple in Texas. Anybody from Texas? No, I'm just checking before telling a joke, because Texas people always carry guns, So, there was a couple in Texas. It was their dream to go to the Holy Land, Jerusalem. When they were in their 20s, they planned to go to Jerusalem, but then they got married. Then some time went in honeymoon. Before honeymoon was over, children started coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 happened. That took some time and children had to grow up. They grew up and then they went to go school, then they had to graduate, then they did their undergrad, they got married, grandchildren came, usual things. You do one thing, the rest will happen. So time went away, now they were in their mid-70s and they got the opportunity to go to the Holy Land. And they went to Jerusalem. They were overwhelmed, walking the same street where Jesus is supposed to have walked, going to that place where he is supposed to have walked upon water, all these things, it overwhelmed them. But unfortunately, the lady had a heart attack and she died. That also happens. Then the husband was preparing to transport the body back to Texas. Local people arrived. They said, no, don't do such a thing, because your wife has done the right thing to die in the Holy Land. That's the best thing to do. She's done the right thing, we will do all the rituals here and ensure the best things happen for her. And because you have come from United States of America and you're distressed, normally we charge $24,000 for this. We will make it $18,000 just for you because you're American and you made the dollars, so we give you discount. The man thought about it and he said, no, I will take her back to Texas. They said, oh, see, nearly 37 years of marriage and 47 years of marriage and you're distressed, you're not able to think straight. She's done the right thing. to die in the Holy Land is the best thing she can do. She's done that, now don't do this. It costs $18,000 to transport the body to Texas, plus local charges there. This doesn't make sense. We will give you a super discount, $12,000, let's do it. This is a haggling place. The man thought about it and said, no, I will take her back to Texas. I said, why? Why are you doing this? You're not able to think at all, you lost it, Such a dear wife you lost, so you're feeling like this, it's okay. We will reduce it to $6,000, let's do it, now. The man thought about it and said, no, I will take her back to Texas. Then I said, why? Why are you doing this? Then he said, in Texas, dead stay dead. Now, this is the problem with us. We have not come to terms with certain realities of life. The fundamental reality of life is, we are born one day, whether we live well or badly is in our hands, but we definitely will die one day. We will try to push it. Hello? We'll try to push the date a little bit. But are there any immortal people here? Hello? All are dying sort only, right? All are dying sort? That's good, because that means you're a normal human being. Otherwise, you're a dangerous human being. Dying kind of people are good. We don't want you to die today, we want you to have a long life, but you must die one day, yes or no? It's a good thing or no? Yes. Otherwise, who will make space for the younger generation? We have to make space. It happened once. A rich man built a house in India. There's part of the culture that when they build a house, they will invite a yogi or a mystic or sage, some sage or seer to come and bless the house. So they invited a yogi. When the yogi came home, they didn't treat him like a yogi, they treated him like a king. They welcomed him, fed him nicely and did all the things, hospitality. In India, hospitality means it's a sure way to the hospital, like that they treated him. How do you do your hospitality? Just like that? Yeah. Same. They did everything. And then they asked for a blessing. Husband and wife came and said, please bless our home. The yogi raised his hands and said, first let your father die, then you die, and then your children die. What? We treated you like a king, and now when we ask for a blessing, you say first my father should die, then I should die, then my children should die? What the hell are you talking here? The yogi was surprised. What did I say wrong? Isn't this the way life should happen to you? First your father should die, then you should die, then your children should die. If you die before your father, that's not good. If your children die before you, not at all good. Hello? First your father should die, then you should die, then your children should die. This means life is happening in its natural order. Well, we would like to kick the can and push the date a little bit, do some yoga, we will help you to push it. But there's nobody who avoids it. So why I'm talking about this when it's about soil is because everything that you see as life here has come from that, and it has to go back to that. You may have grand ideas as to who you are. As far as soil is concerned, you are just a recycle. A pop-up and pop back. You've seen those pop-ups in your computer screen? Poop, poop, gone. So in terms of the life of this planet, you are just a few seconds blimp, happening and going back. So, but human beings, because of our cerebral capability and our competence to do things, we should have figured out one thing. See, the reason why nature left your life free, that means for all other creatures, nature has put two lines. For the human being, there's no top line. You can be any way you want. Because nature trusted your intelligence and competence, that you will naturally do good things to yourself. But it looks like humanity is trying to prove nature wrong in every possible way, because what has happened is, this is not me, okay? The modern scientists are saying, the genetic scientists are saying, the difference between you and a chimpanzee in terms of DNA, the DNA difference is only 1.23%. 1.23% is not much of a difference, isn't it? Hello? Hello? So physiologically, that is how close to a chimpanzee you are. But in terms of intelligence and awareness, you're worlds apart from a chimpanzee. So right now, you have an intelligence for which you don't have a stable enough platform. That's your problem. If you do not stabilize this platform of your physiology, of your chemistry, of your energy systems, if you do not stabilize this, your own intelligence will freak the hell out of your life. That's all that's happening right now. If you remove half the brain, your brain I'm talking about, you will be very peaceful. Always peaceful, isn't it? Hello? About 3 years ago, this happened in the city of Hyderabad. You heard of Hyderabad in southern India? A television anchor, she was a reasonably popular woman, a young woman in she was 32 or 33 years of age. One day she jumped out of her 5th floor balcony and she killed herself. And she leaves a note. This note was plastered on every television screen. Anybody in India at that time would have definitely seen it. She wrote, "Nobody is responsible for my death, my brain is my enemy." This damn brain, it took millions of years of evolution to get this damn brain to this place. Yes or no? To bring you to this level of cerebral capability, it has taken millions of years. Now this brain is your enemy because you didn't learn how to handle it. See, do you agree with me that this human mechanism is the most complex and sophisticated machine on the planet? Do you agree with me? Yes. Have you read the user's manual? That is the problem. If you don't read the user's manual, then if I give you a touch-screen phone, you do. You're a blacksmith, what can I do? You will end up saying all kinds of things that you didn't intend to say. That's what is happening with this. This is more than that, it can create the touch screen. So this must be more subtle than that. If you just think about it, it happens. Hello? If you just incline like that, it will happen. Yes or no? If you just smell something, it'll happen. Pleasantness and unpleasantness, both will happen. It'll happen, isn't it? That subtle. Such a machine we gave you and you're not reading the user's manual, this is a serious problem. Now, without reading the user's manual, such a sophisticated technology, is this the greatest technology on the planet? Do you agree with me? Hello? Because every other damn technology came out of this, isn't it? But you don't want to read the user's manual? It functions accidentally. If something functions accidentally, anxiety is natural, hello? You do one thing, there is a challenge like this, there is a bicycle with a handlebar. If you turn it like this, it'll turn this way. If you turn it like this, it'll turn that way. Have you seen that one? There's a challenge, you have to learn to ride it, it's counterintuitive. Suppose we made your car like this. If you turn like this, it'll go here. Oh, you'll be terrorized, isn't it? Hello? Yes. That's all that's happening with this. Without figuring out how this works, you trying to go through life and you're in pursuit of happiness. In that pursuit, you are uprooting every other life on the planet. When I say every other life on the planet, in the last 70 years, 67% of the vertebrate life is gone. In the last 50 years, 92% of the freshwater aquatic life on the planet is gone. 80% of the biomass insects are gone. What's our plan? Hello? What's our plan? Suicide, is it? Because this is suicide. We are heading that way. The problem with us is, we have this issue of walking into disasters and then grieving over it. But as a generation, we have this opportunity. If we act now, in the next 10-15 years, we can make a significant turnaround. But if you let it pass now for another 30-35 years, the loss of biodiversity per year is approximately around 27,000 species are going extinct per year. At this rate, in another 35 to 40 years' time, we'll reach a point where it'll be extremely difficult to turn the soil around, or probably it'll become impossible. That's where we are going. So, what I'm telling you is, if we have any love and concern for our own lives and our children's lives and every other life that lives on this planet, it's time to act. It's not time to debate. Debating time is over. Disagreeing with each other time is over. You saying one thing, me saying one thing is over. Time to act. Because if you delay it by another 2 decades, then it could slip out of the hand completely. This is not… I'm not a doomsayer, you can see that. Hello? This is not a doomsaying. This is not about being on a guilt trip, oh, what have we done, what have we done? This is about expressing our love and responsibility for the life that we are and the life that everything else is. If we don't do this now, we will be really, really sorry generation. Let's not go there. Every responsible scientist is pointing out by 2045, we'll be producing 40% less food and our population will be well over 9 billion. That's not a world you want to live in. I want you to just imagine, in Sofia, if 40% of the people have not eaten anything for 3 days, what do you think will happen? Your pretension of being civilized, do you think it'll work? Your civilization will evaporate in no time. Even your humanity will evaporate in no time. Yes or no? We must understand this, only when basic sustenance is taken care of, upon that human life is built. All the other nuances of life exist only because there is basic sustenance. Once that's in question, none of those things will be left. Right now, this year itself, World Food Programme is predicting at least half a dozen nations which will go, other than what already they were in famine condition, at least half a dozen poor nations will go into famine conditions this year. Last year they distributed food worth $9 billion. This year they want $15 billion. 2023 they want $22 billion. How long will you do this? How long can you go on distributing food to different nations? Food has to grow where people are. Hello? Food has to grow where people are. Well, maybe you can't grow a kiwi fruit in your local garden, but at least basic food has to grow where we are, for every population. It is expected by 2032, 1.2 billion people will be migrating, both because of food and water shortages that will happen in the world. 1.2 billion people, when they move, your walls and your guns and your police and your armies cannot stop people. 1 billion people, you cannot stop. And above all, when people migrate, forced migration, unplanned migrations, when they happen, the amount of suffering that human beings go through cannot be described, especially women and children. What they go through when they're dragged through strange lands where they don't know how to handle themselves, what happens to them is unspeakable. Even now it's happening. Media counts only the dead, understand? You read, if 100 people died drowning somewhere, you will read about it. But 1 million people suffer, nothing is written about it because nobody can write about it, what happens to a human being. The degeneration that happens to their lives. If this has to stop, it's important. Soil fertility has to be raised in every part of the world, every government. It's not just about Bulgaria. Bulgaria should raise its voice in such a way that the rest of the world will hear it. It's very, very important. With the technologies that you have today, all of you have a small phone, you have phone? What is it, smart one or a dumb one? You have a smartphone. No, I'm just asking because you refer to somebody as smart only if they're smarter than you, isn't it? Yes. And if you have such a smartphone which is even smarter than you should not be just sending only silly messages on that. Hello, young people, I'm telling you. 5% silly messages you can send, I'll allow that. Rest of the thing, something more useful needs to happen because I want you to know, never in the history of humanity did we ever have a technology to sit here and reach the whole world. Never, isn't it? Now people are complaining, oh, social media is causing stress to me. God damn it, if it was there, there'll be stress. If there is no… if you were a caveman also, you would be stressed. Yes or no? Yes. So, this is a powerful tool that you have. If you make up your mind, you yourself, this group here itself, 1,000 people, you yourself can galvanize 3 to 4 billion people. I'm addressing the COP15 in Ivory Coast in the month of May. If we have 3 billion people by then supporting soil, don't have to support me, say something about soil. Every day get up in the morning and say something about soil. Hello? Yes. On your phone, on the different social media platforms, say something about soil. Otherwise, just come on the street and shout and dance, soil, soil, somebody will take a picture and put it on TikTok. Do whatever you have to do, but I'm telling you, as citizens of this world, as a generation, if we don't act now, we will seriously regret. World Food Organization, Food and Agricultural Organization, that is UNFAO, is saying that the food that we're consuming right now actually belongs to the unborn child. An unborn child means it is the most helpless life, most defenseless life. Yes or no? Even if you try to do something funny with a 2-year-old, he will at least bite you, at least try. But an unborn child, a child which is in the womb of a woman, if you beat it, there's nothing it can do. Yes or no? If we eat up the food of that child, it deeply pains me. Hello? Have we become that kind of people that we will eat up the food of the unborn child? Have we become like this? It's time to act. Because if we don't act now, it'll be very, very difficult to reverse things in another 20, 30 years' time. It'll become very difficult. There's one more danger to Bulgaria, our Honorable Minister was pointing out today, and this is something I've been speaking to European Union, but still not been taken seriously because everybody is concerned about the war right now. I don't know what is the excitement about the war, it's a horrible thing to do to each other, all right? But when have we not been doing it? Last 100 years, tell me how many wars have we fought? Endlessly we're fighting. So war is a concern, not that it's not a concern, but there are other concerns which we cannot fix if we don't do right things. For example, if the temperature in the world goes up by 2 degrees, which every possibility there is in the next few decades, then the wind speeds in the world will pick up anywhere between minimum 15 to 30 degrees speed, extra speed will happen for the winds. If that happens, suddenly one day you may find millions of tons of sand from northern Africa may just land in Bulgaria because you're in the wind tunnel or in many other countries. One day, suddenly, overnight you can turn into a desert. Leave the slow process, Overnight you can turn into a desert if the wind speeds pick up another 25 to 30 kilometers per hour extra other than what it is right now. Even now the sand is coming to Bulgaria, but the quantities are not threatening. But if the wind picks up extra speed, it can transport millions of tons of sand. Within a few days, the whole place could be covered in sand. We are not looking forward to such prospects, but it's foolish having such a big head as a human being. It's foolish not to foresee things and to mitigate those situations. If we are a smart generation, we will mitigate the disaster before it comes. If we are a foolish generation, we will sleep through it, fall into it, and then grieve over it. Like as we're doing with wars. We have enough experience with wars, we know what causes them, isn't it? When you and me start talking hot words, next thing is hands will come into play. Yes or no? Don't we know this? So when somebody starts talking hot, somebody should know how to cool it. No, we allow it to go, we all add to the heat, and then suddenly when things explode, oh, we're all shocked. What are you shocked about? When the whole damn world is piling up, arms and armaments at the quantity in which they are piling up, you're surprised it is being used? You think it was there for exhibition or you think it's artwork? Hello, I'm asking you. Across the world, every nation is piling up huge amounts of arms, investing trillions of dollars into it. You think it's being done simply for… they're collecting, is it? Like stamp collection. When it is used, why are you surprised? So this is what I am saying, such short-termism. If we are really interested in war should not happen, we want a peaceful world, should we not work at that? Hello? After it explodes, what's there to do? See, if two people are talking hot words, we must cool them, all right? Once one guy slaps the other guy, then it has to happen, isn't it, the rest of it? Once one thing happens, the rest of it naturally happens. I'm not trying to support anything here. All I'm saying is this is a natural process between human beings. If we do not mitigate hot situations, inevitably it'll end up in a fight somewhere. When it happens to us, we are shocked. When it's happening all over the place, we thought it's natural. Hello? When every movie that you see, the only way to settle any dispute is to bash somebody's face. Why didn't you protest, I'm asking? Hello? Every movie that you see, every television show that you see, can any argument be settled without punching somebody's face or shooting them? Hello? Why are you not protesting? You're liking it, even your children are shooting everybody on the games. Hello? Yes or no? Even your little children are learning to shoot somebody all the time, isn't it? Why are you not protesting and why are you shocked when bombs explode, when people shoot at each other? If children shoot on the television screen, shouldn't adult mature into something little more? Hello? Please, this is very important. I'm saying we are talking about soil now. This needs action. Similarly, many other aspects of our life need action, but we think we can sleep through things and everything will be okay. Is sleep a crime? I'm asking you. No, sleep is a good thing. But if you sleep through your life will become a disaster. And a disaster is worse than a crime. Crime affects one or two people. Disaster does terrible things to everybody, isn't it? So, with so much technology, with so much knowledge, with so much ability to communicate, if we do not create what we want in this world, when else are we going to do it? If we cannot do it, when else will you do it? When we have the tools in our hand that we can communicate to the whole world about something that matters to every life on the planet, if we do not transform that situation, it simply says we don't care enough, isn't it? There were times when people didn't have means. Now we have the means. We must do it. Hello? Please, if any of you have any questions, we'll take one or two questions, I don't want to hold you too long. Where are those fine ladies who were singing that choir? Fantastic. Where are they? Are they here?
Namaskaram, Sadhguru.
Where are you? Okay.
I've seen on the internet that you like spending time in the mountains, like hiking or mountain trips like Kailash. And as I'm a hiker, can you tell us what draws us people to the mountains and what attracts us to go there? Thank you.
Not everybody goes to the mountain. Some people go to the mountain, some people go to the ocean, some people just go into a forest, some people like it in the city. A lot of people like it in the city. Very few people go to the mountains actually. Yes or no? Now that you're asking about these mountains, let me tell you, I have an addiction for mountains, just like you maybe. So, we always set up anything we want to set up somewhere close to a mountain. So the Isha Yoga Center in Coimbatore, our backyard is mountains and 10,000 square miles of rainforest. So, once Shankaran Pillai came to Isha Yoga Center. What? You met him? Shankaran Pillai came. Shankaran Pillai means it's like John Smith, common man. He came to Isha Yoga Center and he said, I want a room with the best view. So, we have one block, residential block called Chitra block. The first floor, Chitra block, west side, is the best view. So that room was given to him. Next day morning he came to the welcome center and freaking, I asked for a room for the view, room with a view, and you gave me some other room. They looked up and said, well, room number 8 in Chitra block, it has the best view. What is the problem? They said, the damn mountain is in the way, I can't see a damn thing. But not everybody mountain is a favorite place. I've been trekking from very early part of my life, almost every year. And every time I go and there for 3 weeks and sore muscles, bad bathrooms and everything else, sleeping on hard surfaces, everything. At the end of 3 weeks, I've decided never again, mountain, I'm done with it. But within 3 months, we'll be planning the next trip. So like this, from the age of 19, every year I've been in the mountains. So, what is it about the mountains? There is a need for a human being to rise to a high place. And if you can't do it within yourself, mountain gives you a good view, makes you feel like you're up there. And if you don't know this, those who climb the peaks, they never stay there, they just stay for a few seconds and come back. You know this? Because they want to come back. So, I have been on top of Mount Everest. You didn't know? Come on, don't do that. Let me tell you the whole story. There is a climber from Indian Navy who went up and he used the practices, we taught him Shakti Chalana Kriya, he used that and none of his team members made except himself and 2 Sherpas made it to the top. And there, in gratitude, he held my photograph and took a picture. So I've also been there. And he was telling me, after all this training and getting there, he was there for about 4 seconds to 5 seconds. Because it was already sun was setting, it was evening and it was severe winds and cold. He just stood there for 4 to 5 seconds, took one picture, waved Indian flag and got down. So, this is the experience of mountain for most people. They go to the peak, but they quickly want to come down. So, mountain is just one more part of the world. One thing is, if you have big ideas about yourself, it crushes you. Yes, if you're thinking too much of yourself, it really crushes you. That's a good thing about the mountain. That any part of nature can do, but mountain does it slowly, gently, kneading you to become nothing. By the time you get to the top of it, whatever big ideas you had about yourself, everything you feel like a tiny little worm out there. That's a good thing about a mountain.
Sadhguru, thank you very much for what you're doing and for who you are. You helped me a lot, and I wanted to ask you something. You talk a lot about consciousness, conscious planet, right? So why aren't we naturally conscious? Why do we need something big to happen, something to shake us, and then we start thinking about that and become more conscious? And it seems it's been like this in the past and now. Why aren't we natural?
Why aren't we naturally conscious? Because you're not natural. That's why. So just see, how much of your life is life and how much of it is your psychological drama. Please look at it. For most human beings, not even 1% is life, 99% is their own psychological drama or social drama. Hello? That's the only problem. If you reduce your psychological drama or make it in such a way that you're a good director, that means drama is happening as you want. If you're a good director, drama should happen just the way you want, isn't it? You're the director but drama is going wild. Then where is the question of being conscious? Because everything is happening, even psychological situations are happening accidentally, life situations will be the same consequence. For most human beings, at least those of you who are here in this hall, nothing really terrible has happened because you're still alive, hello? If you're alive, nothing so terrible has yet happened to you. I hope it never does. But nothing too terrible has happened to you, you're okay. Because I want you to understand, you think, oh no, I lost my money, most terrible, I lost this person, most terrible. No, I want you to look at this. Have you been to a funeral? Anybody's funeral? You've been. That guy is lying down like this. You go and tell him, what is the best Bulgarian food which is everybody's mouth waters? What? Huh? Banita. Banita? Banisa. You go and tell him, Banisa, Banisa. You tell him, $1 billion right here, right here. You tell him, most beautiful woman is here. You tell him anything. Why do you think this guy is like this? Because once life is taken out of him, that guy is not interested in a damn thing in the universe. Hello? Because that's all you have. Rest is all your imagination. The only and only goddamn thing you have is you have life. That's the most precious thing and the only thing you have. Yes or no? Rest is all imagination. Now, your own imagination has become so big that you're walking like this and you're willing to die because somebody said something. Somebody just called you an idiot, what about it? Hello? What's wrong with truth, I'm asking? Because if somebody can freak your life with one word that they say, obviously they're telling you the truth, isn't it? People, yesterday somebody is asking me, Sadhguru, how do you manage? We are on social media, here and there we find people criticizing us, saying nasty things about us, we can't take it. How do you take it? 25 years they're continuously accusing you of all kinds of things. I said, what can I do? It's dog's pleasure to bark. When somebody says something, I don't ignore them, I listen carefully. If there's some truth about it, let's fix it. If it is not, that's the way it is with them. But if you know what you're doing is significant enough, what somebody says, what does it matter? Hello? Hello? What somebody says matters because you have shaped your whole life on other people's opinions. Yes or no? We are a volunteer-run organization. About 5,600 full-time volunteers, over 17,000 part-time volunteers. What a volunteer-run organization means is, nobody is trained for the job. Everybody is enthusiastic. And you cannot fire them because they're volunteers. You run something like this, you'll go crazy, believe me. So people keep coming to me every other day and say, Sadhguru, I can't work with her, she's so horrible, I can't do it anymore. I say, see, on this planet, this is the kind of horrible people there are. Like this one, like this one, like this one, like this one, this is the kind of horrible people there are. If you see that what you're doing is significant, you learn to work with these horrible people. If you want to work with perfect people, go to heaven and today. Hello? If what you're doing is important, you must work with people who are there. You want work with those perfect monuments, you must go. Today, you shouldn't postpone it. Hey, when you're going to heaven, can you postpone it? You cannot postpone it, you have to go there soon, isn't it? Because if I get there, I'll come and disturb that also. Before I go, you must go. No, I'm joking with you. I'm saying the problem is this, that you have become more of a psychological and social creature, not an existential life. Your first life, then everything else, isn't it so? Even your gender, your social position, your education, your nationality, your race, your religion, everything is secondary. First thing is your life, isn't it? This is why soil, save soil, need not be just an ecological movement. This can be a, globally unifying humanity kind of movement because we have found every kind of difference. If you look at you, oh, what is your nationality, what is your gender? Gender is also a question now, we can't make out anymore. What is your gender, what is your race, what is your religion, what is your caste, what is your creed, what nonsense political philosophy do you believe in? We have found every possible way as to how to separate ourselves. We definitely need some common ground, isn't it? If you do not understand what is cosmic consciousness, at least understand the very body that you carry is soil. Yes or no? Yes. Oh, I'm Bulgarian soil. Suppose if I die in Bulgaria or they bury me in Bulgaria and you die 100 years later, I'm giving you 100 years extra, okay? You can't complain. You die 100 years later and they bury you right next to me, then your body also becomes part of the soil without any resistance. My body also becomes part of the same soil. Will we get it now or will we get it then? That's the only question we have. So when we say consciousness, we are talking about a dimension beyond the boundaries of this body.
What is it that makes you and me separate? This is my body, that's your body. This is my mind, that's your mind. Here and there our minds may overlap, but my mind is my mind, your mind is your mind, my body is my body, your body is your body, isn't it? But when you say life, there is no such thing as my life and your life. This is a living cosmos. You captured some, I captured some. It is like two little children are blowing soap bubbles. This is my bubble, that's your bubble. Poop. This is my air, this is your air, is it? I'm asking. Hello? Is it so? This is my air and that's your air? There's no such thing. Similarly, when we say life, we are talking about that. When we say soil, we are talking about that. There is no such thing as yours and mine. This yours and mine is to play a little drama, you got to be you, I got to be me. If you're making a drama, I don't know what's the mythological dramas here, what do you play, huh? Let's say you're playing Ramayana. All of us can't be Ram, all right? Somebody has to play Ravan. Hello? Yes or no? All of us will play the same role, is it possible? No, to play different roles, all of us are wearing different costumes, playing different roles, perfectly fine. But the moment you start believing what's happening in your head as reality, then you are breaking the world in many different ways and breaking your own consciousness into pieces. So this is all you have to do. People ask me, when an American lady came, she was very angry with me. She said, Sadhguru, how did this happen to you? I have been doing yoga for 40 years, nothing happened to me. And you just went and sat on that rock and it happened. Where is the damn rock? Oh, it's not in the rock, ma'am, but if you want to find the rock, I can point out, you can carry it home. It's just this. If you do not identify yourself with anything, you understand identity is just a role that you play in the world. If you don't take it very seriously, if you don't become too big of that, then to be conscious is natural. Your problem or the world's problem is right now this. See, in this vast cosmos, doesn't matter whether you're a scientific person or a religious person, you still don't know where it begins, where it ends, isn't it? Hello? Both do not know. That's a good equality, at least. In everything else they argue. Both men of science and men of religion, both do not know where it begins, where it ends. In such a vast cosmos, this solar system is a tiny speck. In that tiny speck of a solar system, planet Earth is a microspeck. In that microspeck, Bulgaria is a super microspeck. In that super microspeck, Sofia is a super microspeck. In that, you're a big man. This is a very serious issue. It's a very serious issue when such a speck of a life thinks too much of itself, only disasters can happen. So consciousness means just this, that in your life you begin to experience yourself beyond the framework of your body, because this is what the boundary is. You need to understand the physical exists only because of a defined boundary. If there was no physical boundary to this, if there's no boundary to this, I cannot say this is my body, isn't it? Hello? If this was all over the place, could I call this my body? Only because of a defined boundary, this is my body right now. So, the physical definition, you know your body you slowly accumulated. Hello? You're not born like this. Hello? You slowly accumulated the food that you've eaten, what is that? Banisa. Banisa. Oh, banisa. Huh? Well, banisa and whatever else, slowly we accumulated. What you accumulate
can be yours. I will not dispute that for now, but cannot be you, isn't it? Hello? If you just understand this much, experientially, you will naturally become conscious. There's simply no other way to be. So consciousness is not something one day it'll explode. You are consciousness. If you're not conscious, how would you know you're here? The question is, how conscious? Right now, before when those ladies were singing here, somebody was playing with the lights, I think. It did not light them up. Why? Not enough light. If you put on only one light, you will be seeing only 3 people who are standing here. Then you think only 3 people are there. If you light up 2 more lights, oh, you will see, oh, 25 people are here. If you light up the whole hall, suddenly you see, oh, so many things are here, all right? This is all it is. You are already conscious, little low energy. Why low energy is, you are building too much inertia in the body. When I say inertia in the body, one thing is, see, for most human beings, their whole life is about making arrangements for their body and their psychological comfort. Physical comfort, psychological comfort. Entire life goes in this. Just settling the hair. Somebody was telling me, there is more… the volume of money invested in hair care is about 3 times or 4 times more than what is spent on brain neurology in the world. No, I'm not saying anything about this thing, it's good. It looks good. You're not investing anything. You must stand up and show them what kind of… Say, he's not in… So, I'm not commenting on hairstyle or this or that, I'm saying our focus is so wacky, out of place. The most important thing is, how do you experience your own life? That is never come into experience for most people because their thoughts and emotions are clouding everything. There may be rare moments where human beings are experiencing the life that they are. Otherwise, it's not in your experience. If you experience that, being blissful is very natural because you're no more a psychological case. This doesn't mean you don't have a mind. Like, if I want, I move my hand, otherwise I keep it here, right? That's what you're also doing. There's some like this, because that's a certain problem. Your hands and feet are legs are in control, they do just what you want to do. Right now, your mind is hopping all over the place. How can you say that you can ever be conscious when your mind is jumping all over the place? How do I control it? How do I control it? You don't have to control it, you need to liberate it from this compulsiveness. This compulsiveness has come to you because you've gotten identified with things that you're not. Will you get this now, or will you only get it when mortality takes over? This is all the choice human beings have. There are only 2 things in your life. There is a certain amount of time and a certain amount of energy. Time is rolling away for all of us, the same speed, isn't it? Since you came and sat here, you are 2 hours closer to your grave. All of us. Yes or no? Yes. We are. Because time is going away, we can't stop it. You can't say, oh, yesterday I didn't use, let me rewind my yesterday and use it today. There is no such arrangement anywhere. Time is just rolling away. So the only thing you can manage is your energies. Depending on how you manage your energies, accordingly your life will become in experience. The pleasantness and profoundness is determined by that, and also the impactfulness of activity is also determined by that. How pleasant and how significant you being alive is within yourself, this will be decided by how conscious you are. How conscious you are depends on how bright the lights are. How bright the light is simply depends on how much voltage. So, there are methods and many methods as to how to raise the intensity of the life that you are. If you're very intense, you will naturally be conscious. Don't try to be conscious, Because in the name of being conscious, people are telling you, be in the moment. What they're telling you is, see, I'm asking you this, can you be somewhere else and show it to me? Hello? Can you be somewhere else? No. You can only be here. So essentially they're telling you, do not think about the past, do not think about the future. As I said earlier, it took millions of years to get to this level of cerebral capability. Now somebody is telling you, do not think about the past, do not think about the future. The significance of being human is, we have a vivid sense of memory. That's why our lives are rich. And we have a fantastic sense of imagination. That is why we can do all the things that we do. If these two things you give up because somebody is giving you philosophy, be in the moment, well, as I told you, if you remove half the brain, you will be in the moment, always. The nature of human mind is such, you can run parallelly 24 streams of thought and still be perfectly fine with yourself. Only then you will do something significant. If you can't even think one thing at a time, you'll get stressed. Then you need some attention to this, how to make this work, isn't it? You should never be the issue in your life. There are 1,000 issues in the world, we can pick up whatever we can pick up and solve them. But you should not be the issue, isn't it, in your life? But just please look at it, most of the time, people themselves are the big issue in their life, their own thought, their own emotion, their own actions, their own compulsions. So, being conscious means just that. Just raise the intensity of life, you will naturally be conscious. That's why everybody wants to climb on top of the mountain. When they stand on top of the mountain and look down, suddenly it looks like a different perspective. That's where you should be, always. The peak of your consciousness always feels like that. It's my wish and my blessing. This must happen to you. Now coming to Safe Soil, we will be speaking at COP15 in the month of May. We want to move 3 billion people before that. Why are we talking about these 3 billion people is, see, people are in the government, please ask them and see, do they have intention or not? They have intention, but they have concerns. If they invest in something that bears result after 10, 15, 20 years, will you people stand with them or no? This is the concern of every government on the planet. Will you be with them? That's all I'm asking. If the people… because most nations are democratic, I want you to understand, a democratic nation means we've elected governments for 4 years or 5 years in different nations. You give them a 4-year term, and then what are they supposed to do? First you must understand, governments are not elected to do something fantastic. They are elected to fulfill people's mandate. Hello? So they are trying to fulfill the people's mandate. In how many years? Within the 4 years. If you want them to invest in something which will bear result after 15 years, whenever any government did that in most parts of the world, the next election for sure they lost. Yes, this has been the reality of the world. So this is what we are trying to move in the world, people giving assurances to their governments, if you take steps to protect the future of our nation and our children, we are with you. Are you with them? Let's make it happen. So, there is a… all of you already know this, there is a soil anthem, I think. Is there anything else? Please, somebody closing it. Oh, this thing, this one. You know, I have been asking for many years now, I've been petitioning to give me at least 3-4 hours extra per day. Just denied till now. What can I do? What's it? Soil anthem, please. Le 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 le